Switching now to our third midday forum, joining us is Gary Howard, Director, Emergency Services and Pediatrics with CHI Health St. Elizabeth. Welcome, sir.
Well, thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's that time of year again. That's just you heard the forecast. You've been here for a few minutes now, getting chilly, and along with the cold weather and winter moving in fast, the dreaded flu, right? What can you tell us this year? Every year it seems like a different story. It's a bad bug, it's a moderate bug, it's a this, that. What can you tell us going into this season?
Well, I don't think a lot has changed. They're predicting it to be a fairly heavy flu season again. It was a pretty heavy flu season last year.
Worse than a decade, I think, right?
I think worse than, according to the CDC. So I think last year there were over 80,000 estimated deaths related to the flu.
Nationwide, of course.
Nationwide, of course. And so we're expecting another busy year.
So what can people do? I mean, that's the question every year. What do we do? You got the vaccinations. There's also, I think, there's the one with you can do in the arm, right? I think is
correct.
Right. And then there's the one you can sniff, I think.
There is a nasal spray, but that has a limited use. Most people get the vaccine, and it's recommended for anybody 6 months and older, and for sure people 50 and older. So the number one thing you can do is get the vaccine.
So I know my nieces and nephews, when they were younger, they always got the nasal ones. Are those just as effective?
They are, if they're otherwise healthy.
Okay.
So,
what are some of the symptoms? I know there's a lot of. It seems like sometimes symptoms can be something else. There are a lot of similar symptoms to different illnesses, right? People present with different things. But how do you know you have the flu?
Well, there are flu tests that you can do, but they're not always accurate, as a lot of tests are. And so mostly it's based on your symptoms. So it's very similar to the cold. You might have headache, stuffy nose, cough, but with the flu, you typically have high fevers.
And I get the sore muscles. Oh my gosh, it's brutal.
Yeah.
So different people react differently to the flu, right?
They do.
The chills.
They do. You get fever, the chills, the sore muscles, loss of an appetite.
And I know some people, they have to go to work every day, right, or school. They got to brave it. They got to be that person in the office. Or I got to be there through thick and thin. But what would you tell people who they know they have it? Just stay home, right?
I would encourage them not to brave it. Staying home is the best thing you can do to prevent the spread of the flu.
It's okay to be weak.
It's okay to be weak.
Why make your office sick? Kennedy, come on. No, I'm just kidding.
I'll gladly take a sick day.
Right, yeah, right. Won't we all sometime? And there's a point where, though, if you get a vaccination, it's too late, right? If you wait too long, or what's kind of the time frame?
Well, the recommendation is that you get the vaccine now. I just had mine this morning, as a matter of fact, before I came over here. And that gives you a couple of weeks to build up an immunity. The thick of the flu season really is January and February, although that's a bit of a moving target. So the recommendation is that you get the flu shot now.
Oh, but then if you wait till, let's say you're just too busy, whatever, people have excuses for everything. But if you go in November, December, January, it's too late.
It might be. It might be.
Is there some years we've seen situations where there weren't enough vaccines? They ran out. There wasn't enough of that built up. What's the situation like this year? Do you know?
I haven't heard this year. So far, there hasn't been any shortages that I've been made aware of the vaccines, and so. Most employers now, most schools are offering the vaccine.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
right.
for free.
For free. And so, I would encourage people to get vaccinated.
Thanks for coming in.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate